Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Power Plays Palace. It's a Monday morning, so we not gonna hold you up, baby. We getting ready to trade. So let's take a look at the charts. Let's look at the charts. Ooh, what do we have here? Look like we got a gap up, people. SPY has gapped up this morning, and we're gonna do this. Bottom of the gap. We're gonna make that green color because I think we're gonna start calling them money zones because it's almost certain when SPY gets in those areas that it will fill and refill. So let's look at our charts on Friday. Look at a straight up. There was a pullback here at 1140. But if you bought puts early, if you bought calls on SPY, you should have did well on Friday. It just moved up, no doubt about it. Came up, it bounced off one level. See these areas are previous days highs and lows from other days, and so you can see it was bounced off one, bounced off another one, got up here, rejected, but that was at 4 o'clock, almost the end of the day, so SPY was done. So let's look at our chart, see what we have. All right, so we said we wanted to see a pullback in the 634.25 area with a stop loss below 633.29 with our target 634, 636, and 635. So let's take a look at this. Let's see, we got a pullback. Market opens here, goes up, bounce off his trend line, goes up here, 635, which just happened to be right around the pre-market high for that day. And what does it do? Pulls back to 634.83, which is the previous day's high from another day. But we already had it marked on our chart. So what does it do? It pulls back at 9, what time is that? 9:50, pulls back, tops off this previous day high from another day, and then it works its way up from there. And at this point, from 634.86, so let's go back to the chart, see what we have on the chart. On our chart, we said we're going to look for a dip into the 634 area, 634.25. And then we're going to work our way up to 634.60. I had a typo on my paper, man. Somebody got to tell me that. I made a typo, y'all. Y'all see why I got those mixed up? It should be 634.42 and then 634.60 to 635. And like I said, intraday, that's usually like a $1 to $2 move. But let's take a look at it. It didn't quite pull back into the area we projected for the pullback because it got stopped at the previous day's high from another day. And that's why we keep those areas marked, is because these areas come up again. And so here it is, and bam. But from there, it bounces up. It shot past all of our expectations. So for Friday, SPY basically traded in a $3 range, $3.50, $3 range. So our chart was at a $2 range. So, if you played it, you did well, and if you stayed in it, kept what you had, what we call runners, then you did pretty well with it, and you'll be good. And it was a good day. I think that the SPY is still on one of those runs up where it's looking good. I think a lot of people expecting some rate cuts and all that stuff, so they're going to be interested in the market. And as you can see already this morning, the SPY has been doing what it do. It done jumped all the way up to 639.88, so we already close to the 640 range. So with that being said, you can see the spot is already pre-market. It gapped up, created that gap, and then it ran up. Now it is in the 639.88 area where it touched that, but it's currently sitting around 638.22. Zoom in a little bit on it. So we have our marker set. That, remember those green lines are indicators. They indicate the gap up. And right now, if you look at the spots in between that gap coming down, so if I was gonna, I would wait because you got the pre-market low right there too. So you can just kind of see what's happening. I'm gonna have to adjust the pre-market low. You see spot on that trailing wick has whipped below that, so I'm gonna adjust it down. Hold on, let me do that now. Cause right now it's 8 o'clock, so 8:09. So things are still moving. It's pre-market still, so we're looking at it and what we have here. Okay, so let's look at our chart for the day. Wrong chart. So for the day, we're looking at an entry zone around the 337. I'm at the 637.30, 637.50 support area, and that's just because whenever you get a big like a new all-time high, there's going to be some pullback, and you want to be safe getting in them. That's a high from the previous day, but you got a pre-market low here. So if this holds and it doesn't come down and test this pre-market low, if the pre-market low holds and it doesn't test that area that we have, the 637 area, then you can look at the pre-market low area, and you want to set your stop loss at the 634 area. That's based off of the pivots. But on our chart, we do have 636 marked off, which is what is 636? That is a previous day's high from Thursday. So we kept the previous day high from Thursday on the, and let me mark that as orange. Check that back. Let me mark that as orange. Those are previous days highs and lows. Orange. So, all right. So there we are. So those are previous days highs and lows from past previous days, but that's gonna be 2 days. So that's be Thursday, and so you can see that on the chart right there. And here we go. We back to this. So we're gonna target. Oh, wrong chart. So what we're gonna target once we get in is 639.10, 640. I'm gonna tell you about the whole numbers, and then we got 641.50 and 642. For our bearish setup, and that's the down play. You want to play off the rejection from the 639 area, and the reason is SPY is so strong right now that trying to guess this is the top and pray for it to just sink. That's just high risk, man. This is not gambling. This is trading. Now you do what you want to do, because this is not financial advice. But at the end of the day, that's high risk behavior. I wouldn't do it. If it establishes a new high again and then pushes down off of that, then that's where you want to play at. And you want to put your stop loss in the 640 area if you're playing around 630, a little bit above that. And you want to target the 637.58, which is yesterday's high. And then 637, 630, 637. There was a lot of stuff going on in that area, so it's probably a lot of liquidity there. Look over here to see. Yep, it's a lot of liquidity up in that area. And then we looking at 634.84, which is the low from the previous day. And those are our targets for the SPY for today. I think that the market is still strong, so I would be very careful about buying puts unless you're sure, or if you're scalping. And like I said, this is not financial advice. That's just a word of advice, to the person who's listening to this. Be careful when you're trading. This is very high risk, dangerous stuff you're doing. You're playing with real money, so be careful. That is the advice I have. It's not financial. It's regular advice. Be careful when you're making these trades and when you're doing this. And for today, that is all we have. And I want to thank you all for joining us. If you like what you see, please join us at Power Plays, the Discord. There will be a link in the description to our Patreon where you can go to and get to the Power Plays Discord. And enjoy your day on this Monday. Have a good day. And let's get some money in this trade game.